654, Michael Cohen, 1320 WILS. So, retirement. We all hope to one day have that option. Some do, many don't. In fact, many go into what are called encore careers to maintain their life. Steve Scanlon is a financial watchdog, co-founder of GuardVest, the website guardvest.com. Steve, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, the issue of retirement. Now, I know at GuardVest you're looking at financial advisors and what they're up to. Do you do any financial advising yourself?
No, I did that. I was in that business for 20 plus years, and felt very strongly that the trade-off between what investors were paying and what they were getting was not as good as it should have been, and so I left that business. But I know the planning world and this retirement issue, all too well. I had many clients that were facing this issue.
Yeah, and what happens? Because people got hurt during the recession, some have not come back from it. What are those that are close to retirement really faced with in terms of options right now?
Well, I mean, the biggest one is clearly just not retiring. I mean, we all dream at some point when we're younger that we're going to be able to put enough money away and save, and at age 65, we're going to be able to, have some Social Security and have some equity in our home, and and have income from our employers via our 401k, or those lucky enough to have a pension. And all of a sudden, life happens, and you're faced with, hey, I can't do it. I can't retire.
That's an incredible choice. So when you've dealt with clients that were in that position, what do they do at that point? What do they stay at the job they have? Do they take a different kind of job? What happens?
Well, I mean, I think everything's a trade-off, right? So if you've decided that you have just had it doing the same thing that you're doing, one of the things that we used to do is just say, all right, well, you don't have to make the same amount of money that you've made, for the past, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. So, you can scale back. Maybe you work 20 hours a week and you make half as much, and therefore you're not taking as much out of your portfolio. So it's not completely bleak. It's just a matter of making trade-offs. It's like,
yes.
You could work 5 more years and retire potentially when you're 70, or you could start to scale back now and have, the next 5 years, with a lot less pressure. So there's lots of things you can do. It's not completely a dim outlook.
Right. This fear, though, of the money running out, at some point. How is that managed? Because a lot of times maybe people have a window of time they think they'll be around. It goes much bigger. How do you deal with that?
It's interesting because, a lot of people just say, well, my parents and died a lot earlier than most, so there's no way I'm going to make it to the actuarial age of 93. And that's really, really not very smart. If you're a couple 65 years old in this country today, there's a 97% chance that one of you is going to hit 93 years old. So the statistics are very much in your favor that you're going to be retired or unemployed, another way to look at it, for 20, 30 years in retirement. So
so what do you do? I mean, if you're not on a fixed pension, I mean, how do you save up enough to live for 30 years without working?
Well, I mean, you've got hopefully people have a 401k. There are, plenty of people that are diligent about putting enough money away every month and have a plan and continue to work that plan, and they budget. So do you do a 30-year outlook for most people in terms of their retirement? You would, yeah. I mean, a confident financial advisor would look and say, you've got to have you've got to be able to take 3 to 3.5% off of your retirement every single year to live the quality of life that you want to live.
And so
basically, you got to build up X amount in order to pull out Y over the course of your life.
And so, but nowadays, most people, probably many, are not in that position. The idea then of working part time, what happens? Then they're stuck doing that into their old age then?
Yeah, I mean, I've got plenty of people that say they've saved a little bit of money, they got a little bit of equity in their house, so they downsize, they keep that, they take out that equity and they put it in savings, and instead of making $2,000 a month, they find a job that pays them $800 a month, and they've got Social Security. They pull a little bit out of their retirement. They've got equity in their home they've taken out, and so you just got to sit down and look through all that stuff and figure out how you can start to. I mean, the golden years for most people are not going to mean that you stop at 65 and you go travel all over Europe for the next 30 years. That's just a fact.
Not in the cards. I'm guessing you've planned about 30 seconds left. Your own retirement. You must think a lot about that, I'm guessing.
I think about it all the time, and what I do is I pay attention to it and I budget. And the thing that I always tell people is, In most cases, you're getting excessive fees charged on your accounts in certain places, and that's the easiest place for you to stop and put that money back in your own pocket at GuardVest.com.
Yeah, that's the website, GuardVest.com. Steve Scanlon, financial watchdog, co-founder of the company. Steve, thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You also, and that is it for us. Michael Cohen, producer Mike Peterson on 1320 WILS.